Momma C. It's time for your Married at First Sight New Zealand Season 3. It's your final dinner party recap. And I'm trying to make up for the crap-ass live stream that just kind of went tits up. So I apologize for that. So we're doing it all again so that our friends from other countries can actually get the update. And yeah, and if you tried to tune in and it looked like I was the crypt keeper, yeah, so that's why we're redoing that. Sorry, apologies. I am so sorry. Anywho, yep, back to school tomorrow. Yay. Okay. Let's get this started, shall we? All right, last episode, our couples who stayed together were Anna and Jordan, Card Jam, Carmen and Jimmy. Stefan said, stay together, give it a go. Vicky heartbreakingly said to end things. Tonight, we have final dinner party reunion. The cast has been promised all week with the ads, and it is not going to disappoint if you were looking for drama. So, let's get started. Okay, so we saw Chris and Rose. They were getting ready. You know how they do. They like to show us everybody getting ready, what they're thinking about is going to happen tonight. John, of course, he's nervous. He feels he's being forced to see a horrible old boyfriend. Carmen is excited to move to Christchurch in 10 days, but nervous because, you know, the dinner party, some people left on not so great terms. And Carmen's pretty sure that Jimmy is ready to get animated. And this kind of made me sad because I was hoping that he would try to keep it about he and Carmen and not about drama, right? So, Carmen knows this. She knows that Jimmy's protective of Ray, and she knows that Ray has a tendency to bring drama, so she's sort of expecting things to go down. Chris isn't worried. He says if people want to have a go at him, you know, he'll come back with intelligence. Rose is looking forward to seeing people, and, you know, even though she was never into Chris, you know, but I think we knew that. Stefan goes to a jewelry shop and decides to give Vicky a gift to give her tonight. He was a bit hurt, remember? But he said he still cared for her, and Vicky was glad to be able to get all that off her chest and tell Stefan that. At the final vows, Stefan said, you know, he admitted he had a wall up for about 3/4 of the experiment, but he wants to let it all go, and he wants to give it his all this one last time. And then he then tells us that, you know, after they had a long talk, you know, and she says that, you know, after she had left that day, you know, that she got back together with him and they had a long talk, and they've been dating ever since. So we wish them all kinds of well, and I'm really happy for them, and I was glad we got to have this bit of little happiness before the dinner party. He gives her the bracelet he got her, they hug, and, you know, she said, like I said, she realized she wanted him back in her life, and he says he wonders if people would be surprised that they're still together, which is funny because that's the same thing he asked my husband and I when we ran into them the other night when we went out for dinner. We're just sitting there, and all of a sudden in walks Stefan, and I go, man, that looks like Stefan. First thing I did is I looked down at his ring finger. He was still wearing his ring. And then I saw he was with Vicky. I know, right? But I couldn't say anything because, you know, the show. So I had to wait. But I was so excited, and I have pictures that I'll show you later. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm happy for them, and good luck to them, and I hope they don't worry about what other people are saying, because who cares, right? It's their lives. So, anyhow, Anna and Jordan, they're all loved up, and they say they tell each other every day that they love each other, and they wonder about possible fireworks tonight. Dun dun dun. And they know Ray is going to bring it. Yeah, because he's got unfinished business. And Ray is, of course, he's ready to stir up some stuff. Excuse me. You know, we ended up having a recap of their roller coaster relationship. You know, they had that initial great attraction, but that went tits up fairly quickly. Ray says he's keeping up his party boy rep. He's listing out people he says would be on his side. I kind of felt disgusted at this. Then we flash to Vicky. She says she's going to support Jono. Ray says a lot of things that he probably shouldn't. Vicky says she's not going to have a bar of any nastiness at the dinner party. She says she's not going to fight, but she will take a stand if she has to. Jono thinks everyone is tired of Ray's shit, and yeah, he's right. He says Ray can eat a bag of dicks. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, Ray is ready for a fight. He says if someone rattles his cage, he'll go for it. But we all know that no one has to rattle his cage. He is quite willing to just go for it. Anyway, Anna and Jordan arrive first, and then Ray comes in. Ray starts drinking. I was a bit surprised Anna kind of joked with him about getting stuff off his chest, because, yeah, I was just shocked. But I'm guessing it's because they don't know all the details. I mean, they hadn't seen the show. We've been watching it. We've seen how Ray hasn't even been nice to Jono, so we know that. So I'm guessing because they didn't really know all those details, they didn't really have any idea what Ray was really like. So that's kind of what my guess was about that. Our experts know Ray's routine, and they're expecting the worst. Yeah. The experts notice that Carmen, she seems worried as well, and they think maybe it's about Jimmy, because they know Jimmy and Ray. Yeah. So Jono gives Ray an uncomfortable hug when he enters. He's just trying to be nice, but Ray is already whinging about Jono, and he looks mad. He really did. Rose comes in, and even though she and Chris, they knew they'd never work, they're still adults, and they're going to be, cordial to each other. Then Jimmy and Ray start stirring. Jordan says he isn't into bullying. I was proud of him for trying to, put a stop to it. He said group sitting isn't the place. If you have a problem with someone, take them aside, deal with it there. But Jimmy has reasons why he thinks, oh, well, you should, because then you have people with you. But he doesn't seem to understand that it's just ganging up. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. So then Ray gives his reasons for ganging up on people. Stefan and Vicky come in, and the others wonder, how that happened. Stefan is feeling proud. And then Jimmy says he feels sorry for Stefan, being with Vicky, because, he can't stand Vicky either. Okay, at this point, I wish he would have just turned off, but nope. Then Ray and Jimmy start to act like children. And according to the experts, it's like they're getting ready for the big fight tonight. Jimmy's getting elevated about Jono just being there. I mean, he's itching for a fight. Ray makes a comment about Vicky not wanting to be apart from Jono, but at this point she was just trying to do damage control, trying to arrange seating so that, keep the drama bits away from each other. That's all she was trying to do, but Ray continues to stir, and Jimmy is amping up. Anna asks how Vicky and Stefan got to where they were. She tells us, and Ray is, because he's a stirrer, he can't say anything nice, he's snarky. Then Jimmy has to chime in, and Vicky says she didn't think she gave them what they wanted, because obviously they were trying to get a rise out of her, but she remained calm, and, I thought she did a great job, because, oh my God, that would have been a horrible situation to be in. Oh my gosh. Why we had to hear this, I don't know, because every time Ray opens his mouth, I just cringe. The experts notice how happy Anna and Jordan are. Yay, thank God. We actually are talking about a happy couple. That's what we wanted to talk about. But that doesn't last, because then Jordan is going to question Jimmy and Carmen about the love word. Jimmy admits his first week away from Carmen, that he knew he loved her. But instead of trying to stay on that happy place, he then asks Ray, as if on cue, about Jono and him. Well, Ray starts out. The experts say it's vintage Ray. He makes comments about text message. Jono calls it as he sees it, tells Ray to chill the F out, and explains the context of the message. The experts say, like I have said a million times before, that Ray is obviously trying to take the spotlight off of himself for some reason. Ray starts to prepare to fire shots at Jono. This is our expert saying that as well, because he switched seats to get a better line of fire, so to speak. Ray can't let things lie. He now says until Jono admits he's fake, he is not going to let it drop. Carmen knows Jimmy is fizzing to verbally express himself, and she knows it isn't worth it. Jimmy is going to come in hard with Ray. Do they realize that they're on camera? It's almost like they forgot that they're being filmed, because Jimmy just keeps egging Ray on big time, and the experts are seriously noticing this. Vicky tells us she regrets not supporting Jono more during the experiment, but she's on it now, so she's all over it. Jimmy continues to wind up Ray. The others can hear them. They're having these discussions. The others can hear them. They're trying to ignore it. Vicky is supportive of Jono. He's relieved to hear it. But you know what? Jono, we saw it too. So we know how Ray was to you. So it doesn't matter how many stories he tries to dig up. We saw it. It wasn't even nice. It wasn't even nice. How Jimmy can support this is surprising to me. I'm just shocked. And I really wish he'd have kept it about he and Carmen. Because now it's like, now all we have left is Anna and Jordan. And I feel bad for Carmen. I really do. I really do. My husband goes, I'm going to be a bit worried about Carmen now that we see this side of Jimmy. You know? But I guess it's good she sees this now. She's supposed to move him down to Christchurch in 10 days from this hearing. So yeah, or from this, when they recorded it. Yeah, I don't know. Jordan says he can smell a hurricane brewing a mile away with Ray and Jimmy. Stefan says Ray is looking out for him, but Stefan, Ray is not looking out for you. Ray is just looking to try to recruit you in his army of hate, and he's trying to figure out a way to come between you and Vicky. You can't seem to see that, and that is troubling to me. He's not looking out for you, mate. The experts notice that Ray, he's literally trying to recruit Stefan into his little army of hate. Ray gets up, goes out with Jimmy again. Ray is showing the text to Jimmy. He's trying to blow it out of proportion again. John explains the text. There's nothing really that big a deal about it. But, the guys, they're trying really hard to make something out of it. Ray now appears to be pretty well sauced. The experts notice Jimmy is into this whole thing like a sport. He's really into it. Carmen notices that the drama's on its way. Jono knows. Stefan asks, what's on your mind, Ray? Oh, Lord. Expert Stephanie says everyone knows that there's a ticking time bomb and it can blow at any time. Ray then announces how he thinks Jono is two-faced. Stephanie says it was like, he just couldn't let it go because it's vintage Ray. Yeah, and Jimmy's egging him on. And because Jimmy, according to expert Stephanie, she says it's like Jimmy wanted to have a go at Vicky all along. So it's like that's why he wanted to get into this whole thing. And yeah. Ray could then calls Vicky a diva. I think he's clearly drunk at this point. There's no reasoning with Ray. Ray calls Vicky that, Jono says he isn't buying into this, and he calls him a bitchy little princess. Ray tries to bash Jono. Jono stands up to him, calls it like he sees it. Jono kind of gives him a little lemonade sort of speech. I was living for it. Jimmy says then Jono is a queen. Jimmy then says to Ray, well, because he wants Ray to keep going. So, Ray now tries to tell us that he's been taking abuse for 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. Ray continues to be a dick. Jimmy is working now as Ray's PA, which is interesting because he was giving Vicky grief for, quote, being Jono's PA. But then he pipes up and he starts being Ray's little PA. Now Chris calls him on that. And, Jimmy threatens to punch Chris. Threatens to punch him out. I'm guessing that's because it was okay for Jimmy to make smart-ass comments, but not for Chris to pipe in, basically calling him on the exact same thing he was saying to Vicky. Right? Wow. Okay, so I was surprised that after he threatened to punch him, why they didn't shut this dinner party down. Because I would think that would be like the first thing they would do. unless they wanted it to happen. But it's still not over, so who knows. Okay, so Chris then asks Ray, why does he want to keep bringing this all up? We're never going to see each other again. Why do you want to keep doing this? Jono tries to put it to bed. Ray can't stop gaslighting. Rose gets up. She is crying at this point because, let's face it, this dinner party is a shit show, and Jimmy and Ray are the ones who drove the bus there. Well, Carmen, she's upset now too, and she says, please stop this. Well, you know what? Who ends up having to be the bigger man? Jono. You know why? Because you can sure as hell bet that Ray wasn't going to get up to leave. He still has things to do, So Jono takes the high road and he decides to go ahead and leave. Which, unfortunately, but he was nothing good was going to come out of it, unfortunately, if he stayed. So he decides to go ahead and leave to defuse the situation. Well, Ray has another drink, and I hope he's happy that he ruined everyone's evening, because, yeah, that was just shit. Okay, so then Vicky tries to call Stefan away from the drama boys, Jimmy and Ray. And then we see bits and pieces of what is going to happen tomorrow night. Ray says, 1 down, 1 to go, meaning Jono's now gone. Now he needs to deal with Vicky and Stefan because he wants to try to split them up or cause drama or whatever it is. And it's just unbelievable. The very last thing my husband said tonight was, Ray seems like a dangerous man. I'm just saying. It's shocking. It's just shocking. Again, I am shocked that this is going to continue, that I was hoping they'd wrap it up at one show. No. We've got another one tomorrow night, and if I'm thinking right, they're probably going to milk this out for another one on Tuesday, I'm guessing. But yeah, I was just shocked. But before we go, okay, I got to show you. There's my picture. I got to meet Vicky the other night when we were out for dinner, and we happened to bump into her and Stefan. So yeah, that was really cool. And like I said, they're lovely folks, and I wish them all the best. And Stefan, Ray is not your friend. Okay? He's not your friend. Don't listen to him. Okay? All right. Okay, guys, that wraps it up for tonight. Again, sorry about the live stream that went tits up. But, I'll see what I can do. Either way, we'll have this. We'll let you know what happens. But for now, that wraps it up for another Married at First Sight New Zealand Season 3, Episode 16 recap. I'm Momma C.